Hello again, everyone. This is Just Speaking. Today's video is going to be divided into two parts. The first part is going to be about the two prepositions like as, and the second part is going to be about defining and non-defining clauses. Now, to start with, like and as. Like, as we know, is a very polyvalent word that we can use in a lot of context, but today we are going to focus on it as a preposition. When we use like as a preposition, we use it for similarities. And similarities when we want to say to show contrast and what's common between two things or two people. You can see in the example here, Anna isn't a model, but she dresses like one. So here we see the similarity between Anna and a model. We use it with the words feel, look, smell, sound, and taste. And these words, these verbs, we call them linking verbs. We use them to show similarities. So for example, we say this material feels like silk. It's not silk, but it feels like it. So it's similar to silk. As you can see here, verb plus like plus noun. You can see it here again. Feels like and silk. We use also like with nouns and pronouns or the ing form to express similarity or contrast. No one can design beautiful clothes like her. Now, we move to as. As is used to say what somebody or something really is. So you see their function, their jobs, their roles, what they do. The example you have here is
James and I work as shop assistants at a large department store.
So here we use as to show the job of James. If I use myself as an example, I work as a teacher. We use it with the expressions as usual, as always, as much, such as, the same as. And you can see it in another example here.
It is Saturday, and the girls have been shopping as usual.
As is also described or used with accept, be known, describe, refer to, regard, and use. Michael Jackson was referred to as the king of pop. For example, I can use it with accept. I accept myself as a lazy person. So that's it for like and as. Of course, I'm going to follow up this with some exercises that you are going to find attached in the platform. As for the second part, which is relative clauses or defining or non-defining clauses. Relative clauses, they are used to describe or identify a place, a person, a thing, or whatever in the main clause. I want you to note here in the example, here. Okay, let's go back. Okay, here is it. This is the sweater that or which John wants to buy. Just to explain what is a clause. A clause is this are the two parts of a sentence. For example, this is the sweater. John wants to buy. We have here two clauses and we linked them with relative pronouns. Okay, so relative clauses are introduced by the relative pronouns whom, who, whose, which, that, etc. And relative adverbs that shows place, time, place, and reason. Also, we use who and that to refer to people, which and that to objects and animals, something that is not human. Although sometimes we use who with animals if the animal is very familiar. For example, if you have a pet at home that you consider as a part of the family, we can use who for an animal, but for objects, no, in no case. You can see an example here.
The design that she created was used to make clothes for the fashion show. The design which she created was used to make clothes for the fashion show.
Great. We use whose with people, animals, and objects to show possession. This is the shop whose clothes are all designer clothes. So whose shows that the clothes belongs to the shop. Okay? Clothes belongs to the shop. So the clothes are in the possession of the shop. That's why we use whose. We use where to refer to places. Note, we use where when we do not need a preposition. For example, this is a shop in Heathrow Airport where you can buy a duty-free product. When is for the time, as you know. Why for the reason. Now, to talk about relative clauses,